Hello, everyone!
Hello!
As you can see, we are on Skype right now, so sorry for any bad video or audio quality that may or may not happen. So, obviously Becky and I don't live near each other, and as you guys know from the announcement video, we are taking a break from conventions until September. So originally we weren't going to have anything filmed during this time, the post-Katsu time, but, we don't want to leave you guys hanging, so we decided to do this little video. So it's going to be a bit of a different format. Obviously, we're on Skype right now. And it's also going to be kind of more like a podcast, just like a discussion, because we're going to be talking about the year in review. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is our favorite moments from the past year. So for me, it's probably pretty obvious that my number one top moment is my OTP, OTF at AUSA, Guy Slissa, and Wayne. And Guy Slissa was the whole day, honestly. So that was just the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Which the other top moment for me was Lord of the Rings at Katsu. That was just so much fun. I mean, if you guys watched that vlog, I'm sure you can tell how much fun we're having. I don't know, having that big of a group, I feel like we haven't really had besides Yu, and just being out and about in the world and having everyone love us and getting, it's nice to have those outfits that you get stopped every 5 seconds. It's kind of annoying sometimes, but having the recognition and people be excited about it, and it was just fun. And then my other ones are everything else at AUSA. And then also Guys Lissa at home at. So Becky, what are your top favorite times?
Okay, so I have 3 top favorite moments. First is doing lobby for the first time ever at Katsu 2018 and doing Lobby Lena at that time. And then Shiryuki full group at AUSA is number 2 because I never thought in my dreams that would actually happen. It's something I was that's the full group I wanted since I watched the show, and that plus Mitsukiki at the same time, separately but together, was just I never thought this would actually happen. And then third is Lord of the Rings group at Katsu this past year, which again was a dream, never thought would happen. And it's those 3 things are my 3 favorite fictional things ever that exist. Lord of the Rings is my favorite movie / thing ever. Shiryuki is my favorite anime, and Lobby is my favorite fictional character, basically. So it's if you put Friday of AUSA, Saturday of Katsu, and Sunday of other Katsu into one convention, it would just be the perfect convention.
Time for the worst moment. Getting overheated at Otakon on Saturday, because that kind of, I don't want to say ruined my day, but kind of took away some of the goodness of the day, because I was just, I guess, dehydrated and hot. And then I guess that's kind of my other worst moments are other costume discomfort of Olivia also at Otakon. I was having some issues, and the reason is because I guess I gained a little bit of weight since I made her. You can't tell, but basically everything was slightly too small. So that was uncomfortable. And then also at home at, everything at home at, I had problems, or not everything, but Est was I need to get out of this. That was not great. And then also Lissa at home at, I don't even remember what was uncomfortable, but I was uncomfortable in that, because that was also we had to leave the dealer's room, and I was I need to go right now. And then another bad one for me was at Otakon, my water bottle fiasco. the water bottle falling and breaking, and that whole lunch was awful. And I mean, like, looking back on it, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, the thing that's annoying is that the water bottle was expensive. So, like, yeah, I'm annoyed that it broke, and then I had to buy another one, and the other one that I bought was also expensive. So it's like, how much money am I spending on these water bottles? But in the moment, I was so upset by it. And like I said, it didn't ruin the whole day, but it ruined that, like, moment of time. Because I was just very, like, frustrated and just upset about it. Because it's like, okay, the water bottle broke, but then there was nothing else good that was happening to, like, be like, oh, you know, well, at least we got this food. No, the food sucked. Like, everything was awful. That was the worst sandwich in the world. I was like, everything about this is disappointing and, like, making me mad. And I was just like...
Yeah, I didn't write down a whole lot of bad moments because I generally don't have many issues, or I haven't had many issues this past con year. But I wrote getting extremely sweaty at Momocon because I was just annoying and uncomfortable. Like, it didn't really impact the experience of having fun, but it was just, like, a bad annoyance. Chloe water bottle fiasco at Otakon was also a low point for me because it was just, like, so upsetting for her that I was like, I didn't know what to do, and I was like, I don't want her to be upset.
Becky, and can I say that Becky tried to give me her sandwich instead of mine, and it was still, like, not good.
I just don't like when people are upset around me because it's awkward and upsetting.
Awkward.
Yeah. And then the other thing is at the first Katsucon, the whole incident with my lobby wig, like, not arriving at my house before I left for the convention. And, like, it was the post office was, like, doing something weird because it was supposed to have arrived, like, Tuesday or Wednesday or something, and, like, on Wednesday it was, like, some red circle on the tracking thing that was like, it's delayed or something. I was just like, I'm leaving tomorrow. Like, what do you mean delayed? And then Thursday it still wasn't there, and so, like, my dad had to, you know, drive it down to me, and, like, luckily, like, it was an easy enough fix, and luckily I was wearing Lavi on Sunday, so, like, it didn't really matter that much, and it didn't really inconvenience us because I just, like, went out there and picked it up from him. Like, it inconvenienced my dad, sure, but but like, it was just, like, unnecessary, like, stress that it wasn't gonna arrive when it hadn't come. But by the time I knew that it was at my house, I was like, okay, like, it's fine, I know I'll get it. But that was just a little annoying. So that was probably, like, the biggest inconvenience / worst moment for me this past year. But
weird things that happened. Alright, a weird moment that happened was me falling behind the bed at Momocon, which I couldn't even explain properly, but that was a thing that happened. Like, probably 70% of my body was behind the bed. Like, only my legs were out, and I couldn't get out for a bit, and it was just a very, very cartoonish moment that happened. But I think the number one... Well, I don't know. Number one, number two, they're kind of equal. But number one, I was gonna say, is the card man. The card man at Katsu 2018, which we, like, did not get on video. I don't know if did we ever explain it? I don't think we did. I'm gonna explain it right now. At karaoke, they had, like, a little table with, like, people, like, not judges. I don't think they were judging. They were just, like, people running it, I guess. So there was, like, a few people, and one of the people was dressed as a playing card from Alice in Wonderland. So it was, like, a box thing, and, you know, the little head, and it was just, you know, vaguely creepy. But what made it really creepy is that he kept, like, looking over like that at us, because, like, we had our camera out, but we were filming ourselves because we didn't want to film, you know, strangers doing whatever without their permission. So we were just filming ourselves reacting. But the guy kept, like, like he kept like getting up from the chair and like looking over at us, and like every time I looked over he was like staring us down, so it made me feel like, are we not allowed to film? Like, is he concerned about the camera? But he never came over and said anything. He was just like creepily watching us the whole time. And then of course we had that moment that we did film where Becky became aware of his existence, where we were like, that guy's so creepy, and then Becky's like, what guy? And then we pointed him out, and just her reaction is amazing. But yeah, that was just a very surreal experience that I'm sorry we can't explain any more than that, but it just was so creepy and weird. And like I said, he never said anything to us directly, so I don't know what he was upset about, if he was looking at us or not, but it was concerning. And then the other top weirdness was the AMVs at Momocon on Thursday. And then the thing is, this is another thing that like we didn't film any of the AMVs. We just filmed that little afterward of us talking about it. But one of the factors is that I was really tired, which, as I said in the video, but I was so tired. And we're watching the AMVs, and they just kept getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And I mean, like, all varying degrees of weirdness, like weird content, weird visuals, weird songs, weird all of the above. So, like I said, in there was like a hypnotic one that was, a lot of like colors and stuff moving around, which, like, as a tired person, I was like, whoa. There was, like I said, some Steven Universe one that was really like creepy and like horror themed or something, and it was just very strange and concerning. And all the penguin drum, which was very strange. And there was that one, I believe Alex called it an 18,000 plus year old video. And here's the thing too, is that this was not 18 plus, so we're not expecting any like inappropriate videos in this. And there was like this one video where the person who made it had taken like, what is it, like ecchi, like the erotic kind, vaguely erotic like scenes in anime, but like blotted them out so it was just silhouettes, so that whatever was happening looked sexual. I mean, it already looked sexual, but because they like erased what was actually happening and made it just a silhouette, it looked even more sexual. So yeah, someone put their time into that, and it was just crazy. And then the thing that started the penguin drum, I'm going to explain this too, because we never, like, explained this. Here's what started the penguin drum. There was a lot of AMVs that were, like, multiple fandom together, so there was, like, a bunch of different shows, like, mushed together. There was an AMV playing, and I turned to Becky and I said, do you think these ones that are a bunch of different shows together, is there, like, a theme to it, or is it just random? And Becky goes, this is all the same show. Like, I was like, what? I literally thought there was 4 different shows going on in this video. And she's like, this is Penguin Drum. And I was like, what? Like, and then just as we went along into all the Penguin Drum AMVs, because there was like 5, I just kept learning more and more of the weirdness. And then as it goes along, Becky goes, oh, don't kiss your sister. I was like, what? What? Like, it just kept getting weirder and weirder the more that I knew. And then it became like this whole inside joke for the weekend. And then the other thing that happened that we sort of said in the video, but not really, was that in the guidebook, it was listed until midnight for Thursday, but then midnight stops that day. So it was actually the beginning of Friday is when it started from night instead of like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes other ones like go into like the night and then the next day is like the morning. But anyway, so I thought that it ended at midnight. No, it actually went until 2 a.m. So we're sitting there and I was thinking like, man, I'm really tired, but there's only like 20 minutes left, so I'll just wait. And we're sitting there and I looked at the time and it's like 12:30. And I was like, oh my God, when is it gonna end? And that's when I turned to them in distress. When can we leave? So it was a wild, wild time. And the thing is that the AMVs kept recurring throughout the weekend too, because when we went to the aquarium, there was like a Momocon room, and we went up there and they were just playing AMVs. And of course there's like a Penguin Drum AMV, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And I don't know why we went back to the AMVs on Sunday. We were like, let's watch more, but we did that. And then the thing that I remember, I'm just gonna keep talking, I'm sorry. The thing that I remember from that was it was like best like commercial or something, and there was like these little bears, and then the little bears turned into like hot anime girls that were like naked in a tub, and they were like licking each other's feet, and I was like, what the fuck? And Becky goes, oh, this is by the same people that did Penguin Drum, and I was like, so that was a thing that happened, and that will always be in my mind forever. That's one of those never forget things, like all the Game of Thrones moments. I'm done. Those are all the weird. I'm done. All right, go.
Oh my God, I mean, those are the same moments for me. Yeah.
You don't have anything different?
I did, but in comparison to that, I'm like, no, those were the ones. Like, the card man is, like, the funniest thing that's, like, ever happened to me at a convention. Like, I swear to God, I was, like, crying so much.
It was so funny, your reaction, too, because clearly Alex was aware of him, too. Because we were like, why does that guy keep looking at us? He's so weird. And you were like, what? What guy? And then just you saw him, and your face, like,
I was like,
shock and awe. Yep.
Yeah, oh my God. And yeah, the AMVs, those two things were just, like, incredible. Okay, so I gave a few of these conventions 10 scores of 10 out of 10. And I feel like each of those conventions was because they had, like, that one really great exceptional moment in it that, like, nothing could have made that a bad time unless it was something like really terrible. So the first one that I gave a 10 was Katsu 2018, and it was because of that really great Lavi-Lena Day cosplay. But in addition to that, everything else at Katsu was really great. Like, looking back, like, I kind of think, was everything else like a 10? Was it really that great? Was I just riding on the high from Lavi on Sunday when I gave it a 10? But looking back, I do think that it was a 10 because, like, I made 5 new outfits for that con, which is, like, the most I've ever made for, like, a convention. So, like, every outfit I did, except for Koenma, was new. So just having that many new experiences was, like, just really great, and they were all really great moments. Like, doing Olivia and Inigo was just so much fun. Doing Katria and S was fun, and going to that Fire Emblem shoot and getting in a lot of pictures. Doing Zen and Shiryuki just for, like, you know, an hour or something on Thursday. And then being able to wear Koenma again after, like, all these years. Like, I've been wanting to rewear him at some point, and doing the Yu Yu Hakusho full group, like, doing any kind of group thing is always really fun. So having so many of those new and exciting moments really did make it a really good con. And I feel like, in addition to that, all the other non-photo shoot things that we did were, like we were always doing something, and it was always a good thing. Like, none of the panels that we went to were bad, like, or the events we got an autograph that I'd been wanting to get. Like, I am not a person that gets stressed out easily, so I like that busy feeling that Katsucon has of, like, doing, like, one thing after another. And I feel like for that convention especially, we really, like, maximized our time, and, like, really, because, like, when you're at a convention, I feel like you should be doing all these things while you have the opportunity. Like, while I'm with these friends that I never see, while I'm at this place that I only get to come to once. Being able to maximize your time like that and stay out late and do everything you want to do is just, like, a really good way to spend a convention for me. Like, it doesn't seem stressful, even if you are very tired at the end of it. It's like, it's a good tired. Like, I did everything that I wanted to do. So I feel like that Katsucon especially, we did so much and it all went so well that it was just a really positive experience overall. And then just topping it all off Sunday with Lavi Day, it was just like, what better way could there have been to end the weekend, you know? Like, it was just like the cherry on top of the cake. So I definitely agree that was a 10 out of 10 convention for me.
So for me, I also, like, I give it 9.5, which is really high. And then for me, like, I didn't have, like, that big moment that Becky had with Lavi. Like, of course she's gonna love it because she did Lavi and, you know, her OTP, but, like, I didn't have anything, like, spectacular like that. So I was like, why was it so good? I will look back and think, man, what made that Katsu so great? Like, what did we do? And I think for me, the thing is that it wasn't one big thing. It was like a lot of medium things. Like, kind of like how I was saying everything at AUSA was great. It's like the same thing here. Like, every single thing was great for whatever reason. So, debuted Vanitas, no carte, I don't know, however you say that. That was a big outfit that I've been wanting to do, like, since the character design was released, basically, when Kendo Hearts ended, which I don't even remember how long ago that was, but that was, like, one of those big outfits that I kept saying, like, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do it, and I kept pushing it back and back, which, that happens to me a lot, as I'll have one big outfit that I want to do, but because it's so big and intimidating, I'll end up pushing it aside to do something else instead. So he got pushed back for, like, 2 years before we finally did it, and, you know, that was a really big project for me, trying to figure out that jacket and doing the shoot for that. I got like the photos that I had like envisioned, basically, so that was really fun, just being in them. And then, like you were saying, doing Olivia and Inigo was really fun. I just enjoy being a mother, I guess, and like interacting with my child, because like the same thing I do with Senna Wayne. It's like, oh, it's just so like, I don't know, cute and like joyful. And we were actually in those outfits for a while because we were out so late. And then doing Katri and Est was another like debut outfit, and that was still fun, even though we were supposed to have the 3 of us, but then we didn't, so it was just the 2 of us. But, you know, it ended up still being good because people still enjoyed the outfits. And we went to the meetup that was like really big, and I think, like Becky said, somewhere or other we got to like be in a lot of the pictures. I like going to the big meetups. I think they're fun, even if you don't end up talking to people, which I feel like usually I do end up talking to people, even if I'm just like, oh, this character, like, I love your outfits. And then, of course, the UU group was like, that kind of was a big thing for me, actually, because Yu Yu Hakusho is like my favorite anime, or one of my favorite animes, and like, it's very dear to my heart, and I've always wanted like a group, or like, at least a group of like the main 4. So we not only had the main 4, but we had like full group. Like we had, we had main 4, we had Koenma, we had Botan, we had Yukina, and it was just so much fun. And it was also the first year that we did like all the shenanigans, and it was just, it's just so fun. Like it was very like non-serious, you know? Like we took cute pictures, but it was just very like, we were just doing whatever and having fun and goofing off and like sitting in the fancy chair and like doing all these wacky things, and it was just like so like just filled me with so much joy that I like can't even express. Then for me on Sunday, I didn't do anything because I was so freaking tired from everything. Like I was like literally exhausted. Like even though, you know, if you watch the video, I drink this giant coffee. Well, maybe you don't see it, but I drank like a giant coffee while they were doing the La Vilina shoot, and I was just sitting around drinking a giant coffee. Even after that, I literally could have fallen asleep at any moment. Like I could have just gone to sleep, really. Like I had this like on my list of bad things, but then I didn't say, because I was like, you know what? No, that wasn't bad. Like whatever. I wasn't doing anything. It was fine. Like I was enjoying Becky's happiness on that day. And you know, it's not that I had a bad time. It was nice to chill after such a busy weekend. Like I didn't need to do anything. You know, I just like watched Becky's photo shoots. I went shopping while they were in the Purikura, bought my amiibo. Like it was fine. You know, I really didn't even like put makeup on. But you know, I think it's okay. It's okay to have times like that where you're just whatever, you know, you don't have to be on your A game all the time. I think the group of friends that we have together is really what makes it good. And that was the first year that we had that group together. And then this year we had the same group basically again. And so it was kind of like we continued some of the same traditions, and we will continue them again. So I feel like that also makes it good. It was busy. It was a busy convention. We're running around all the time. I think it's good to have cons like that sometimes that are more busier. And like a big con like Katsu has a lot to offer. And then, do I agree with my rating? 9.5 out of 10. Yes, I do. I do still give it a 9.5. I was wondering, like, am I gonna lower it because was it really that great? I was like, no, it was. It was that great. If I was that happy in the moment, it must be true. Momocon!
So I really enjoy Momocon. I've only been twice, but I enjoy it because it's such a long convention, meaning that Thursday is like pretty much a full convention day. Like if you get there, which we have, 12 o'clock or something, whereas normally you would be getting to a con at like 4 or 5 p.m. Thursday, and there's nothing actually happening on Thursday. But Momocon has, con activities, going on for most of the day Thursday. So getting there early and being able to do actual convention run things and doing like full cosplay things, it just makes it such a long experience and like such a nice change from other conventions, like especially if you're traveling and getting to see friends that you never see. Like me, I never see any of my convention friends because they all live in Florida. So any convention that I get to go to at all is just a joy to see them. So having a convention like Momocon where it's even longer, it's just that one day longer, is just really nice. And then this Momocon specifically, I think was just so much fun because we had just the 4 of us there. And I love having, the bigger groups too, and getting to see all different friends and everything. But for some reason, having just the 4 of us, like, was just really great. Also, like, just spending all of our time with just the 4 of us. Because if you have, a big group of people, you're not going to see everyone the whole time. Maybe you'll see, 2 people at one time and then never see them again the rest of the weekend or something. But at Momocon, just having the 4 of us, we just hung out with the 4 of us the whole time pretty much. And we were doing photo shoots with just each other. Was really great. So for the cosplays that we did, even though I only made one new thing for that convention, it was all the groups that we did were still really fun, because we got to do them with different people. Like doing a Yona group with 3 people instead of just the 2 of us was fun. Doing Gurren and Shinya, whereas before I'd only done Gurren by myself or with another character. Like I'd always wanted a Gurren and Shinya shoot, and that's actually one of my like runner-up favorite moments of the year was Gurren and Shinya, because like finally having a Shinya to take photos with and just hang around with, and just specifically Mur being my Shinya, like we were both just like so lit about it, like having him be so passionate about it, like equally passionate that I was, which I had no idea like when he agreed to that, because it was always just like a thing that I would say when I would see him, like, so when are you gonna be Shinya? And then like doing it, I had no idea that he was that lit about it. And so just having that shared like excitement about it was just so much fun and enjoyable. And then doing May and Bowie was another really fun ship thing to do, and plus Conrad. The only like downside, well, I guess there were a few downsides. Like I enjoyed doing May and Bowie, but I feel like the timing that we did it could have been better, because I wanted to, like I said in the other video, I wanted to have more time like at the convention to be in them. And in hindsight, we all thought, looking back on the aquarium, those outfits weren't as great to be wearing at the aquarium. And just like the aquarium event in general was kind of a letdown a little bit. I mean, the aquarium was nice. The convention having that deal with the aquarium is really cool. But I really just wish that they had only had Momocon at that time. Like, I really wish they had not had general admission, because that was just super crowded, super awkward, trying to photo shoot. And it just kind of made it a weird experience. So it would have been more enjoyable without that factor to that. And then the other negative was just the heat, because I just hate sweating in cosplay, because I don't want the outfits to get messed up from the sweat, and I don't like taking photos when I'm sweaty, because I'm just constantly like wiping my face and it's just not great. So overall, I agree with the score of 9, because everything was really positive, and like overall, we had a lot of positive moments, but I couldn't give it a 10 because we did have more than one negative thing to me.
Yeah, so I also rated it a 9. Gosh, Momocon was so good. Like, looking back on it now, I feel like I have an even higher, like rewatching the vlogs, I was like, man, that was so good. And I agree with what Becky said about having just the 4 of us, because we all stuck together the whole weekend. Like, sometimes we would split into, like, groups of 2. It was, like, Becky and Mara doing something, and then me and Alex doing something, or, like, me and Becky doing something, they would be doing something. But for the most part, it was, like, just the 4 of us hanging out, because I guess we didn't really have any, like, other friends that were there. So we just all hung out with each other, but it was, like, really nice. It was really chill. It was really low-key. I still feel like we did a lot of variety of things. We did the AMVs, we did the game room, karaoke, photo shoots, aquarium. Everyone was chill. Everyone jived together. Pretty much the whole weekend, we were all, like, in agreement with what we wanted to do. Like, yeah, let's go back up to the room. Let's eat some sandwiches right now. Like, let's de-sweat for a bit. And everyone was just, like, chill with doing whatever. Like, hey, yeah, let's go to the game room again at, like, 9 o'clock or whatever. Like, yeah, let's do it. So it was just so nice and, like, leisurely. Like, it's just, like, a good atmosphere. Whereas, like, you know, we're saying, like, oh, Katsu's busy and it's nice and it's fun that it's busy, but Momocon is a very, like, laid back. It's just like, yeah, do whatever. Because I feel like Momocon, like, you know, Katsucon is kind of known for being, like, not hoity-toity, but, like, ooh, it's time for people to show off the big outfits. And, like, not everyone does that. You don't have to do that, but it's kind of, like, what it's known for, I guess. So there's, like, a bit more of a, I mean, I don't feel pressure because I don't care about anything, but Momocon, it's more of, like, a, like, family convention, like, family friendly. Like, I feel like a lot of people go there with their family. Like, it's not as, like, ooh, this is for cosplayers specifically to, like, be fancy. It's like people just go and chill and, like, random. I didn't really have any stress the whole time because we were all, like, chill with each other. The only thing that I do remember being upset about, I'm upset, but, like, stressed, was taking pictures on Friday. Because obviously I wanted to take Alyssa and Wayne pictures. And originally it was like, oh, well, my friend is gonna do it, maybe. But then they ended up not. And then I was like, okay, are we taking pictures or not? And then we ended up taking them, but it was, like, way later in the day, and I was, like, really sweaty by that time. So the pictures are kind of, like, not great, because I'm, like, and that just, like, I remember it caused me stress, because it was, like, are we going to the meetup or not? Are we finding this person or not? I just want pictures. And there was, like, a little bit of stress there, but at the same time, I also kind of, like, forget that I was stressed about that. And I had a great time wearing them. Like, that was delightful. That was the first time I cosplayed that with him. And it was just really fun because we're both lit about them, and just, you know, having people be excited about it too. And it's just really fun. So I just really enjoyed that overall. So I feel like the stress was not important. Like, Becky talking about wishing we wore to Echoes more. I kind of agree, but I still think that what we did was fun, like, because we did the photo shoot. Yeah. We kind of had, like, 2 photo shoots, I guess, because we had one just us, and then we had one of the 3 of us. Like, it was the same photographer, but it was, like, we had, like, a section that was just us, and then, like, more time for all 3 of us. So that was really fun. And then the aquarium was kind of mixed, I guess. It was still overall fun, because I just enjoyed the aquarium, but, like Becky said, trying to take pictures was hard, because it was so crowded. It was a bit stressful, couldn't move around too good. So that was not great. But basically my point of all of that was that the regrets are so small to me. Like, it's minimal. Like, it's so minimal. And I feel like everyone's main complaint was the weather, which we can't control. And I feel like because we had, you know, the room that was close by, and because, like I said, we were all in agreement and stuff, and we had all the snacks, going to the room often, I feel like that helped with the heat, because if we got too hot, we just went to the room. Having all the food, I think, also made it good. Like, in comparison to, like, Katsu or, like, some of the other cons where we, like, didn't have as much. But overall, do I agree with my rating? Yes, and honestly, like, I could give it higher. I could do 9.5 for Momocon. I just had so much fun.
So Otakon is the con I've been going to the most years, and it's the con that I've been to every year since I started going to conventions. But I feel like my experience with it is so much different from every other con because I've never actually stayed at the con hotel for that convention. Like, I've either just driven in every day when it was in Baltimore or stayed at these separate hotels when it's in DC. And I don't know, I just feel like that kind of changes the dynamic of it a little bit. Like, it's not entirely the same experience, just having it that little piece of separation. I feel like I don't know why. I feel, and even though this past one was the closest I'd ever spent to it, like it was only, a block away or something, it still had that little bit of separation for some reason. But I generally really enjoy Otakon because I think it is overall pretty well run. And the space I think is pretty nice. It's something that we didn't talk about in the vlogs at all for this one was that this year there was so much construction happening outside, like right across the street from the convention center, that like was kind of annoying in that is a nice photo area. I mean, it didn't stop us from taking photos there, but it was definitely like clearly like in the way of stuff. So overall for this year at Otakon, I feel like it was just pretty average. Like, I didn't have any bad experiences personally. The only bad thing that made me upset was Chloe being upset. But I did have a good time in all of my outfits, and I have like a few highlights that were really great. Going to Josh Greeley's panel was another like runner-up fave moment. It's like that and Gerd and Shinya was like the two runner-up like best moments of the year. Like, the panel was about Shirayuki and other shows, but most importantly Shirayuki. And it's just like, it's so like hearing someone who's actually involved in the show talk about how much the show means to them, it's just like such a nice feeling. Like, hearing someone else that's not me talk about it with like such affection and like spreading the good word of Shirayuki is just like so fulfilling. So I just really enjoyed that, and having him being able to cosplay Zen, who he voices, to the panel, and having him actually see me, because I was sitting literally in front of him, like right in front of him, and him actually saying to me like, "Oh, I love you, like I love Zen, like that's great," like commenting positively on it and being like happy to see that was just such a nice feeling for this thing that's like my favorite thing. So that was just such a great experience for me. And then the other, my other favorite moment from that convention was getting to rewear my Steins Gate cosplay, because I had been wanting to rewear it for a while. Because I think it had been like 4 years or something since I last wore it, and I had never taken pictures of it at all. Like, that was like the days before I did photo shoots or anything. So I just had no evidence that this existed. And like being able to do that photo shoot with my brother, I don't know, just being able to cosplay with my brother is always nice, and being able to wear that outfit again. And then I bought a lobby poster, 6 foot tall lobby poster. It's like the best thing I've ever bought in my life. So I feel like I did rate it a 9, but even looking back on it, because there were no negative moments for me, and because I had a good time as everything, I could bump it up to a 9.5. Really, I could.
Alright, for me, this is like the opposite. Nothing special. Lackluster is what I wrote in my notes. I feel like we were just doing stuff that Becky wanted. Like Steins Gate and Shirayuki. Not to say that I didn't enjoy those things, but it was just like, yeah, Becky, I'll do this with you. There wasn't really anything that was like special to me. I mean, we did the Ruby outfits, which that was kind of like we both wanted to do that, and I have been wanting to cosplay Ruby for a while, but at the same time, I'm not really like as lit about Ruby as I once was, so it's not like it was that like, oh. Like, it was nice because it was a new outfit, and, I thought it looked nice, but I don't know, I don't really have, like, that passion for it anymore, I guess. So there wasn't really anything that was special for me that we did at that con. The moments that I rated as highlights in our review of that video were like when we were chilling. Like I said, like Shiryuki and Yukino were my favorite parts because it was comfortable. So like yeah, that was my top. Although that Josh panel, it was fun even for me that I'm not obviously as into Shiryuki as Becky is, but I still, you know, thought it was a fun panel because I don't know, I've never been to a panel like that where it's like someone just kind of like summarizing the show and like saying like why they like it and such, and like I don't know, it was just cool because like Becky was saying he clearly was very passionate about it, and it was like nice to hear like his like different explanations for the shows. Me having issues with the outfits contributed to me like making that my favorite moment of like just chilling, because like I said earlier, Ruby, I got too hot, it was uncomfortable, I had to lay down in the bed. Olivia, like I said, it was not fitting correctly, so that kind of like dampened my experience to the Fire Emblem shoot, because we did this like big group shoot, which like was kind of fun, but at the same time, because I was uncomfortable with my outfit, and I also kind of felt like, oh well, like I already have solos from the same photographer, so like I don't need to go, you guys can go. And then I don't know, I was just kind of like, if people want me in a picture, I'll be in it. I don't know, because I'm very unassertive as a person, so I feel like I didn't really actually do anything there. And then also I feel like Becky was having issues with her armor as well at that shoot, so it kind of, you know, I just felt like we were both a mess. Yeah. So I feel like overall it was like not ideal, even though I was excited to do the outfits. It was like, you know, it wasn't great. I rated it highly also because I enjoyed the hotel, which I still agree with. I enjoyed the hotel because we had so many people in the room, but it was a big suite, so we fit all of those people like no problem. Like comfortably. I enjoyed having like our own separate area for like the 3 or the 4 of us in like the bedroom area. It was nice to have kind of like some separation, so it wasn't like everyone's stuff everywhere. We had like our own zone going on that was just our stuff. The free breakfast was also a plus because like I said, I'm always just concerned about food. We brought a lot of food to this one, trying to copy Momocon, but I think we went a little too ham because a lot of it didn't get eaten. And I think that's just because we weren't in the room as often as we were at Momocon, probably also because it was a bit further away. It's not right there, like the Momocon one. So, you know, it's like, okay, we're going back to the room now, like it's a bit of a walk. But in hindsight, I think I'd actually lower my rating to an 8 instead of an 8.5, just because like when I think about it, nothing stands out. There's nothing special, nothing magical. It was still fun. It wasn't a bad con. Overall, I had a good time, so still an 8. But it doesn't have any of those like plus, like wow, that was so great. It was just a con, you know?
All right, AUSA time.
AUSA time.
So for AUSA was like Katsu in that it had that one like exceptional day, one exceptional thing that just made like the whole weekend. So like it's like it doesn't even matter what else happened that weekend because that one thing happened and it was the best thing that could have ever happened. And for me, and I know it was different for both of us, but for me that one big thing was obviously Shiryuki full group cosplay / Mitsukiki cosplay. That whole experience was just like one of the best con moments that I've ever experienced. Because it's like not only was I like over the moon about it and like so excited and so happy about it, but I feel like even though the rest of the group obviously doesn't care about it as much as I do, like they still like it enough to do this, and they still like, I feel like they still all like had a really good time doing that. Like doing that big photo shoot with all of us was just like so much fun. And I feel like the energy of that was just so positive and fun for everyone, even if they aren't like as into it as I was. And like I'm just so thankful that it was able to happen in general, like, and I'm so thankful that they were like that they recognized that it was like so special to me that they were just like, we'll just do whatever you want to do, like during the photo shoot, like being like, is this what you want, Becky? Like, are we good? Like, are we okay? Like, that was just like, thank you for like caring so much to like put effort into this thing that I love so much. Like, and it was just like, that was one of the first times that I can remember having that feeling of, I don't ever want this to end. Like, I don't want to ever take this cosplay off. Like, even though I had worn Kiki before, obviously, like, I never had a Mitsuhide. I never had a full group. So, like, I never wanted that to end. I was literally like, Marissa, like, don't leave my side. Like, stand next to me forever. Like, sit next to me. Like, be with me. Like, and, like, I kind of feel like in some way, I was so, like, doing Mitsukiki was, like, so different from doing other ships because it's the only ship I've ever done ever where I was the girl character and not the boy character. Like, literally every single other ship I've ever cosplayed, I'm the guy and somebody else is the girl, or we're just both guys. And like, this is the only one ever where I was the girl. And I'm just like, I don't know why that like changes the perspective of it or like the feeling of it, but it's just like such a nice feeling. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain that. And it's not like that ship is any more, like, it's not like I like that ship any more than like Lavi-Lina or Break and Sharon. Because, like, you know, I enjoy doing the male characters because those are my favorite characters. Like, Lavi's my favorite character, Break is my favorite character, so I enjoy doing the male part of that. But, like, I don't know, just something about being the female is just, like, nice. I don't know. And it was just so, it was so nice, it was so special because it's, like, one of those things that, like, I never thought would really happen, you know? And I feel like I literally, like, pulled this together like with my own two hands. Like, I literally made every outfit. I was like, I will make it for you if you do this, like, except Obi. But so I feel like this was like my creation, like that I like created. I don't even know like what else happened that con for me. Like, for me, like, nothing else like really that special happened the rest of the con, but like nothing could have possibly dampened that. Like, it has to be a 10 because that was just like so great. Like, unless something like incredibly tragically awful happened, which obviously it didn't. So yeah, I guess that's all. That's all I have to say. Turn to Saturday when Chloe had the best day of her life.
Literally, my first line is, AUSA was the best weekend of my life. AUSA, it was perfect. Like, it was just, it was perfect. Not a single thing went wrong all weekend. Everyone was happy. All these great things happened. I will say the one bad thing, which this is also something that we didn't film and we didn't talk about. So here we go. The only negative thing that happened is that man fainted in the porn panel.
Oh my god.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that didn't really affect us, but it was just startling. So we went to this panel about how to write a good sex scene. Great panel, by the way. Great presenters. I feel like I learned stuff. It was fun. Like, what a great topic. Come on. But there was this guy, like, we were sitting like here in this row, and then there's like a middle area, and then there's the other row here. So he was sitting like here at the end. And this guy, he was kind of like falling asleep, I guess, and like snoring. So we're like, oh, this guy's falling asleep. Then towards like the middle end of the panel, he just like falls over, like passed out. And I literally gasped. I don't know if you remember, but I was like, because it startled me so much. Like, I gasped and like jumped up. And then thankfully, like, the person that was, I don't know if it was next to them or in front of them, like got up and was like trying to help him. And then like the medical people like came immediately and like helped him, but it like literally they paused the panel. They were like, okay, we got to get this guy help. And it was like right next to us, like we're right here on the edge, and it was happening like in the aisle. So it was happening right there, and I'm just like, oh my god. And then I had true fear. I'm like, I hope he didn't just die. Like, did that guy just die like right next to me? Did I just witness a death. Like, I was truly afraid. But no, I mean, hopefully he's okay. I don't know what became of him.
Yeah.
So really, that was the only bad thing that happened. You were saying it was something bad that happened to someone else that wasn't us, but we just witnessed it, which like caused a weird experience. So let me just go through the whole time because everything was great. Let's start with Friday. On Friday, I was very happy to do Takaleo with Marissa because she was so happy and excited about it, and I was happy to be able to do something for her in exchange because it was like, oh, I'll do Takaleo with you if you do Guys Lissa with me. And she was just so happy about it, and then I was happy, and I was really proud of like how Takumi came out, and I liked how I looked as him, and he was actually surprisingly comfortable, even though for some reason it wasn't comfortable at Katsu. But I think it's just because I was in it for a longer time, maybe, and because it was more hotter because we were like walking all that time. But actually, it's quite comfortable. And then even like afterwards, we were just taking our own pictures in the podium because I got to take pictures with Tandy because she also like ships that, and I was like, yeah, I'll do all your ships with you guys. I don't care. Let's do it. Yeah, OT3, let's do it. Like just taking all these pictures, just having a great grand old time. That was really fun. The Shirayuki group was great. It was so much fun. Like, yeah, you're right. We had so much fun, and it was such a good energy. I think of that whole afternoon, like taking all the pictures, and even the video that we took of us just laying around laughing and trying to hold hands, and then even going to dinner with everyone after, with like that whole group and everyone, Melissa and like all the friends, and it was just like, what fun, because we were all hanging out together. You guys were trying to do the Lady and the Tramp with the French fry. It was ridiculous. It was just, what a great time. What a great time. So fantastic, wonderful. Saturday, the best day of my life. Because you guys know that Guys Lissa is my favorite ship, like, of all time ever. And I cried 5 times on that day. And the thing is that I cried, like, not just because I was so happy. Like, I'm just like, wow, I'm so happy. Like, this is so great. Like, I love this. But I was emotional because I was just so filled with gratitude that, like, wow, my friends will, like, do this with me. I'm, like, crying again right now. I don't know if you can tell. But just thinking about it, like, I'm just, like, I can't thank them enough for, cosplaying my family with me and taking all these cute photos and videos and Polaroids, and then especially to Marissa because she wore that all day. Like, she wore that the entire day. Getting to do that shoot just made me feel so fulfilled. Like, if I quit cosplay tomorrow, it would be okay because I got to do that. And yeah, everything that we did, like the shoot, doing the CMV stuff, taking all the like stupid videos that we took with like the Pocky and all that, taking Polaroids, just chilling around doing the Mad Libs, was just so much fun. And like, I can't even express it. Oh, and I also have like, thank you to Becky, who doesn't even like this ship, but you hung out with us and took vlog footage of the shoot and took Polaroids and took phone pictures of us in the other outfit. I'm like sitting here crying.
Aww.
Like I said, somewhere like filled with gratitude. Like, I'm just like, you love me that much to be able to like do this for me. Is just like, I just feel very lucky to have all of you guys. And even kind of like same thing to you, Becky, for doing the Hallmat version. I'm just really thankful. I'm just really thankful for everything. I've never been happier. And then also going to the masquerade was fun, because we got to see them perform, and that was fun. And it was extra fun because they won. It was fun because I enjoyed their skit because I like Kingdom Hearts anyway. So besides just being my friends, I enjoyed it because it gave me feels. Then also they won, so it was even better. Even though sitting in when I'm in low light with colored contacts in, it like hurts my eyes, so my eyes were like destroyed. Like you said, nothing can get me down. Like it's fine. Like how could anything ever be wrong? Even though like my eyes were like watering the whole time. I was dying by the end of the day, but it was fine. It was all worth it. It was great. And you know what? Sunday was great too, because it was chill, because we were just taking pictures of each other the whole time, which we did the whole weekend too, kind of, but Sunday we were just taking pictures. I love wearing Elliot and Leo in general, anytime. We got to go to the Maid Cafe as Elliot and Leo. That was lovely. We went to the Maid Cafe with everyone, with our whole group. That was lovely. Going to the flea market, going to tabletop gaming. That's stuff we don't usually do. That was fun. The only negative thing, besides guy fainting the whole weekend, was we went to my birthday dinner on Sunday night, and the restaurant took so long. But at the same time, like, it was still nice, like, celebrating my birthday with everyone, including, like, people that I just met. They was like, yeah, come. That was really fun, even though it took forever, but still fun. And that was also, like, so far after the con ended. It's kind of like, is that really part of it? So I won't even count that as a negative. But yeah, nothing will ever be, I don't think anything will ever be AUSA 2018. That is just, like, the most amazing con ever. Katsu 2019 came close, but I still couldn't rate it a 10 because it wasn't as good as AUSA. So will I ever have another 10? Who knows? Because for me, AUSA is the only one that I gave a 10. Because everything else, I'm like, that's the pedestal that I'm comparing it to. So it's like nothing can ever be that good. I don't know. It was just perfect. I love my friends. I had such an amazing weekend with everyone. Just, it's a 10, baby. Yeah.
Home was an interesting experience. And I feel like stepping back and looking at it, I can kind of reflect more on how I actually felt overall. The sickness that I was actually feeling, or the sickness that I was feeling the entire weekend, I now know was me actually having pneumonia, like straight up, like the entire weekend. Like it started on Thursday with the intense cough, and it's like, well, gee, I guess that's why I was feeling like sick and feverish like every morning when I woke up, because I literally had a fever every morning when I woke up. So just like looking back on that, I'm like, like it didn't really impact my experience on each day. The only day that I like actually felt really terrible was Sunday. So like thankfully that didn't really impact it that much. Looking overall at the convention, I feel like the only really main big thing that annoyed me was the registration. And like I don't think it was really only that the registration itself was messed up, because surely that was definitely part of it. Like the fact that they only had one single person doing registration for like all these we were doing it on Friday instead of on Thursday, like made the biggest difference. Like that's I think that's why it was so negative for me, is because every other convention we're able to get our badges on Thursday. That's not a real convention day. So you don't miss any parts of the convention. Even if you're waiting in like a super long line, like on Thursday, it doesn't matter because there's nothing else going on. So as long as you get that badge before actual things start on Friday, then you're able to experience the full weekend. But for this one, we weren't able to do that because we ended up getting there so late on Thursday that we had to get them on Friday, and that doing it like in the middle of the day on Friday, like took up the entire day on Friday. So like we were doing so many things on Friday that normally we would be doing on Thursday. Like everybody else arrived on Friday, so we had to like unload like 3 different cars on Friday instead of on Thursday. Like, so that like it made Friday feel like Thursday, which made like the weekend feel like it didn't even start really until like Saturday. So like just the fact that we didn't like do anything convention run on Friday was like so weird and like unfulfilling, I guess. Like we weren't able to like, you know, go to the dealer's room. Like we weren't able to like go to any panels or anything. Like we went to the game room at like, I don't even know what time it was, probably like 10 o'clock or something at night, and like we barely spent that much time in there. Like, I mean, the things that we did do on Friday were photo shoots and registration, so it's kind of like the photo shoots were enjoyable, but like having just the photo shoots and then like nothing con related was just kind of like weird, and like I don't know, it's just like it didn't feel like a real like good con day because we had so much like back and forth, like running around doing all this like crazy chaotic stuff. Like it was just so chaotic. Like that's the word for Hallmat, was just chaos. So like I feel like the con didn't even really start until Saturday, and Saturday itself was a really good day, I think, for me at least, because that was when we did Fire Emblem Christmas. I really enjoyed wearing the Gaius outfit because, you know, I really like that character. I like being able to design that outfit myself. I don't really care that much about her ship, but like I don't dislike it at this point. I'm like fine with it now. So that was fun.
I don't dislike it at this point. Yes.
I mean, I don't actively dislike it. I just would not like. It's not my favorite ship,
I
but like
acclimated you to my ship.
Yeah, I'm just like whatever about it at this point. So like it was fun to do something that she enjoyed so much, you know. And I like Gaius as a character, so it was fun to be him and just act crazy and be like weird during the photo shoot. So that was really fun. And then, you know, any day where I get to be Mitsukiki is a good time. Like a day can't be bad if Mitsukiki is in it. So that was the other thing I did on Saturday. So that was enjoyable. That was fun. But the fact that we didn't end up going to the dealer's room until Saturday kind of limited our time in there. Like we didn't even finish going to the dealer's room until Sunday. And as we know, I will never not be bitter about not getting the Purikura for Mitsukiki on Saturday, because if we hadn't sat in that stupid long registration line, if we hadn't taken 10 years doing all these Thursday activities on Friday, we could have gone to the dealer's room. We could have found the Purikura. I could have Mitsukiki Purikuras on my wall right now, but I don't. So that will always be a negative. So like overall, I just kind of feel like it just had this general air of like chaos. like Friday was just like, okay, you know, it was just like, all right, it was there. Saturday was good. And then Sunday again was just like, okay, because I was feeling not great, like the masquerade took forever, you know, we had to kind of leave early-ish to get to the airport. There wasn't that much of like an equal balance between the good and the bad, I feel like is why I rated it as a 7. And like looking back, I was like, okay, well, you know, Saturday was a good day, like maybe I could rate it an 8, but then I think about it and I'm like, no, we missed the Purikura, so it's a 7.
There were some good parts and there were some bad parts, but it had a chaotic energy more than any of the other ones.
Yep.
And I think that's because the con itself had issues, and like we didn't have issues.
Right.
The con actually had issues, which was everything taking forever and then having drama with the parking. So while we did not personally have issues because we arrived on Thursday, other people had issues. Like everyone had problems with parking. And then, like you said, we had to help everyone with their stuff because they had to park a million miles away and whatever. Yep. When my friends have issues, it makes me sad and stressed and concerned. So that kind of takes away a little bit, even though it wasn't like me personally dealing with it. Also, I don't know what was wrong with me this con. I wasn't ill like Becky was, but I was like in pain the whole time. I don't know if it's just because I wore like double armor on Friday and that was not smart thinking. But basically I felt like Sunday of Katsu, like I was saying earlier how I was so tired, I felt like that on Saturday. Saturday I literally took a nap in the middle of the day, like between changing, because I was so dead. Why was I so tired that I had to go to sleep? I don't know. Saturday, mixed feelings, because when I was getting ready into it, I was like having issues with my outfit, and I feel like it just happens sometimes when you're wearing something new, and it was just taking me so long to get ready that I was causing or it was causing like stress because I had like war flashbacks to the first time that I ever wore Lissa at Katsu, 2017? Because I took forever to get ready and Becky was just sitting around waiting for me and I felt really bad and it was like a whole thing and we didn't leave till 12 and I was like, oh my god, I felt like that. But then once I was in it, that was the highlight of the weekend, was my ship again, which again was really fun. Like, just being in Gaius and Lissa makes me so happy. And like I said in the actual video, I didn't think I would be like as excited as I was for AUSA because like, oh, well, I've done it already. But no, I was as excited because I love them with all my heart. And like the actual taking pictures was really fun. Like that shoot was delightful, and like we got such cute pictures with candy canes, and it's a delight. Until I got uncomfortable again, and then had that like I need to go change right now because that's when we had to leave the dealer's room early because we were trying to go through the whole thing, but I was like, I can't because the thing with Lissa is very uncomfortable because I can't sit down, so I'm like standing on my feet the whole time, so it's like my feet hurt and my legs hurt and like I need to stop. So it's like I can't wear her for like hours and hours, you know? It's like it has to be a limited period of time. It's just really hard. But another highlight was the Christmas Leo Pika, my other OTP. They also give me life anytime we get to cosplay them. And it was a surprise, so that made it like even better. That was a delight. Everything else Sunday was whack. We kept waiting around because the dealer room didn't open until 12. So I remember we were just like sitting around, like being like, oh, what do we do? And then the other thing that upset me, the skit contest took a long time, like you said. Like the actual content was not that great. Like there was a few that were good, but like compared to the AUSA one, it wasn't as like good. And then they didn't have anything in between. So like, for example, at the AUSA one, during the part where the judges are talking, they had like the maids come out and do like a little like dance thing, and they like tossed us candy and stuff and like had a whole like show. During the Hall Mat one, they had nothing. Like they had no entertainment prepared for the like half an hour that the judges were deliberating forever. I was like, oh my god. But the thing that upset me about Sunday, and this is kind of at myself because I'm usually good about this, is that I didn't eat all day. Like, besides whatever little snacks that we had. Like, there was no breakfast, there was no lunch. We left and went to the airport, and then me and Alex got freaking KFC at like 5 o'clock, and that was the first time that we ate. And that was not good. Like, I was like, I'm gonna like pass out. Like, I was not feeling great waiting in line for that masquerade. Like, oh my god, like why? Just what happened that we didn't eat? Like I think it's just because like the line at Starbucks was so long and there's not really like anywhere else to go, and it was just like, oh, we'll get it later. But then like the skit thing freaking took so long that it was like, oh my god. And just I don't know what happened. Overall, I stand by what I said in my review. The cosplays that we did and the people that we were with were great. So it was still fun overall. But all of the issues take away from that. So yeah, I agree with the rating, which was a 7. I feel like this con didn't offer anything like nice or special, and what made it good was the cosplays that we did and the room crew. So I've been going to Hall Mat for many years, and I feel that this con has outgrown its venue and just outgrown itself in general. Like, Hall Mat's gotten a little too big for its britches, as people say. And it was way too crowded. Both overall, it was too crowded because there was the military ball happening the same weekend, so they took up like all the space. But also, actual con people, it was really crowded. Like, that's the first time that I'm like, wow, we can't like walk. Like, why are there so many people here? I do not plan on going back to Hall Mat until they change their venue.
So, Katsu 2019.
Woo!
So, I gave this Katsu a 10. So this was the third 10 that I gave, because this was the third big, humongous, like, exceptional moments that happened. like all of those three things are like equally as like amazing to me, because like you're saying, nothing can beat Guys and Lissa for you because that's your like ultimate favorite thing. But for me, it's like these three
They're
are all
equal.
like equal, because they're all three like a different fave thing. So this is the final conclusion to my fave things. The Lord of the Rings group, obviously. And like this group gave me that same feeling, or this group and this cosplay, like just in general, gave me that same feeling of this, like, I don't ever want to take this off. Like, it's just, I'm just so happy in this outfit, in this moment. Like, it's just overwhelming happiness. So again, it's like that feeling of nothing could make this bad, because Lord of the Rings is everything to me, and, you know, it has to be a 10. And then, like, again, like, same thing with AUSA, like, all the other stuff that I did was also good, you know, like, doing Princess Jellyfish with Alex was, like, so much fun. And, like, maybe specifically because, again, it was, like, a girly outfit to do, even though the character is technically not even a girl, but, like, being able to, like, wear something so different from what I normally wear, like, and I feel like my makeup wasn't even that good, because
You looked real cute.
But, like, thank you. I feel like it was that different type of thing. And so it's kind of like the same as Aragorn, like, in a completely opposite sense. Like, Aragorn is, like, the most manly type makeup I've ever had to do, and Kronosuke was, like, the most feminine type makeup that I've ever done. So it was, like, that dynamic was just interesting. But that was, like, extremely fun. And then everything else was just generally fun, generally good. And then I feel like we just had a lot of good, positive, like, interactions with other people at this convention. Like I feel like I don't generally talk to random strangers a lot at cons, even though I, like, want to sometimes. But this time I actually did have, like, multiple good interactions with strangers. Like, we met that Varian cosplayer, which was, like, one of the best moments.
If you're watching this, you're a highlight. God bless you.
Yeah, like, that was such a highlight, because, like, at this moment in our lives, like, it couldn't have been more perfect of, like, a moment to happen, like, of all times. Like, it was just incredible. Like, so, like, meeting that person and, like, actually, you know, we follow them now, we talk to them, like, we want to actually cosplay Tangled with them. Like, that was such a positive, good interaction. Like, I met someone who wanted to cosplay Zen next year that I've been talking to, so it's, like, so many good interactions. And I feel like in the past, I've heard people, like, and even, like, other friends don't like going to Katsucon because they feel like it's so, like you were kind of saying before, like, it's that, like, hoity-toity, like, everyone's trying to be, like, so great, and, like, there's, like, snotty people that, like, you know, are mean to people, and, like, everyone just trying to be their best cosplay. But, like, I've never, like, a bad interaction with somebody on the cosplay floor. And I don't know if that's just because I'm not, like, that intense of a person. Like, I don't care what's going on. Like, I just do what I'm gonna do because I enjoy what I'm doing. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like I've never had that negative connotation with it. So I really enjoy going to Katsucon because, like, just having, especially this year and the last year, like, having so many positive interactions and so many positive compliments. Like, this con, I had so many compliments, like Lord of the Rings compliments, Shiryuki compliments, which is, like, you know, amazing when somebody literally thanks you for cosplaying Shiryuki when nobody knows what Shiryuki is. Like, I just feel like it was such a great, like, positive experience. Didn't feel uncomfortable at all, like, being addressed by people or interacting with people. So it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting to me that, like, there's that dynamic that people feel that way about this con that I feel so positively about. So yeah, overall, just a really good time doing everything, I guess. Like, it's
you're done?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Katsu is so good. Again. Every single thing was good and fun, except karaoke, but whatever. Lord of the Rings is the highlight, but everything was great. Oh, by the way, I gave this a 9 originally, but this one is kind of like Momocon. Like, looking back, I'm like, no, that was really good. Well, I mean, clearly it was good at the time because 9 is still a great score, but it's like, no, yeah, actually that was excellent, actually. Katsu, here's what I feel for Katsu too, is we have a really good crew, and I feel like we know what we're doing, and we have always like a good game plan for what we're doing. And just, I love seeing everyone and hanging out with everyone that like we have in our group. Like, this is the second year that we've had that group. The only bad things was the restaurant, service awful, took forever, and then karaoke was lame, hella lame. But really, you know, neither is a big deal. And we're gonna make some changes next year to UU Night because of it. We're like, all right, no more go to the restaurant. It takes too much time. Whatever, live and learn once again. Yeah. So I think, actually, I would change my rating to a 9.5 because I feel like it was as good as the year before.
Our last section is going to be kind of overall thoughts moving forward and kind of like what cons we think we'll continue to go to, you know.
How we feel about these cons as a whole.
So I think officially Katsucon is my favorite convention to go to because I really love the venue. Like, not just because it's pretty photo location, but I feel like the layout of it is just so nice and convenient. Like, everything is easy to get to, it's easy to get around, and I feel like it's not even really that crowded in the main hallways, like, other than like the atrium area and the gazebo floors and like the lobby area. Like, I feel like the general hallways, like where panels are and everything, are not really that crowded. I guess the dealer's room is a little crowded, like, or like the artist room really. So there could be a little more space in there. And in addition to just the hotel being nice, like, I feel like the rooms are easy to get to, the parking is easy to get to, and then having it in the National Harbor is like such a nice area to have a convention because it's so convenient for food, for, you know, whatever other stores. It's like, it's easy to get to and it's not crowded outside. Like, it's not in the middle of a city like Otakon or Momocon. So it's just like, it's such a nice like environment outside. And then I feel like the programming is also like typically very diverse, and there's always a lot of stuff that we're interested in, panel-wise or event-wise or what. Like, there's a lot of stuff to do and to keep us busy and entertained. And me personally, I don't get stressed or overwhelmed easily or by things. So like, I really enjoy having that busyness. So that's why I really enjoy Katsucon as a convention. I've always felt comfortable, I've always had a good time. And so that's definitely one that I would love to attend every year as much as possible. And then AUSA, I think, is my next top because I would like to try to attend that every year because it's also a really nice location and it's just such a chill, like, easy to deal with convention, and the time of year for AUSA is like perfect. Like, the weather is always really nice. And I want to say that Otakon is also one that I would like to attend every year because I have that like nostalgia of it, and it used to be my hometown convention when it was in Baltimore. But honestly, I kind of feel like since it has moved to DC, it kind of like lost that nostalgia feeling for me. So it just kind of, it almost feels like a different convention now that it's in like a completely different space, and like I treat it differently than I have in the past. Like, I have to get a hotel now if I'm going to Otakon, unless I just go for a day or something. I know I said in our first ever vlog, which was the first year that they moved to DC, that I did enjoy the new location and I did like it better, quote unquote, than the old one. But honestly, looking back, I kind of disagree because I don't really like the location in the middle of the city. Like, I really hate driving in that area of the city. Like, it's so crowded. I don't really like walking there. There's so many cars. They're all honking constantly. Like, and it's not like it's difficult to walk because they always have a crossing guard person there to help people cross the road because there are so many people crossing the road. But like, it's just so like crazy in that area of the city. It's crazy parking there, it's crazy driving there. The hotels in the middle of DC in the summer are so expensive. Like, but at the same time, like, the time of year for it is convenient for me because I don't work in the summers because I work at a school and I have summers off. So it's like I never have to worry about taking off of work to go to Otakon because it's always in the summer when I will always be free. So like, that makes me want to go to it every year because it's close to me, but like at the same time it's like not that convenient anymore. So it's like I'm kind of like sad about what it's become, I guess. And like, I don't know if they ever are going to move back to the Baltimore Convention Center because I think originally the plan was they were going to renovate the Baltimore Convention Center and then move it back in a few years, but I don't even know if they've started doing that yet in Baltimore. Like, I haven't been to the Baltimore Convention Center, you know, lately, so I don't actually know what they're doing there, but, you know, I don't know what they're doing or if they're actually going to do that anytime soon. So it's kind of like this, like, battle within myself of, like, do I want to go back to Otakon every year? Like, do I not? And I guess, like, it's really just going to depend on, like, what they can offer as a convention. Like, for example, this year, I wasn't really planning on going. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll drop by for one day, but then Lobby's voice actor decided to show up, so I'm like, guess I have to go.
Show up.
Decided to show up, like, of all conventions, the one I was like, eh. As for the other ones, you know, I kind of like having that rotation of, you know, doing like 2 to 3 like solid ones that we do every year, and then kind of rotating out some of the ones that we're familiar with new ones, because I do like trying new things, and I'm glad that this year we are doing a new one in September. So I would like, moving forward, to have that kind of rotation of a few new experiences in addition to the familiarity of the good ones that we love so much. In terms of how often I enjoy going to cons, I do like having them like every 3 months or so. Like this past year we did go to so many, but I did enjoy having them that frequently, like every, 3 to 4 months or something, because this is like the only time I get to see my friends, like my Florida friends and my best friend. Like, going to conventions is like the only time that I see them, really, for the most part, unless there's, a random other thing that we're doing. But so I like having that frequency to have that chance to actually see these people. So yeah, I guess those are my thoughts.
So for me, I feel like my thoughts are kind of like Becky's thoughts, but flipped. So for me, AUSA is my favorite. To me, AUSA is a perfect convention. Katsu level pretty locations with Momo level chill. So it's like you get the best of both worlds. Also, like you said, time of year it is perfect. The weather's perfect. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. You have the fall foliage. That's lovely. It is in the city, but not the trash part of the city, like Otakon. Yeah. So it's like the nicer area of the city, like the ritzier, like fancy people live here kind of thing. So you do have like food around and stores. Like, I feel like the intention with AUSA is like to take pictures, because like I said, you have like those nice locations with less crowds. So if that's like the focus, that's kind of what you're doing. But I also feel like there usually is panels that we want to go to at AUSA. And the other thing is that the game room is never like too crowded that you can't do anything, because some of the other ones that we go to, like at Katsu or at Otakon, the bigger conventions, you gotta wait in line for like ever to like get to a machine. Whereas AUSA, they have a pop-in game room, and it's not like so crowded that you can't do anything. Like, you could like go to whatever you want. So it's like there's kind of always something to do, because you can just go to the game room. And even the little tabletop one was fun. Also, I'm biased because AUSA, normally, other than that one year that it was in December, it's birthday con. So usually it's like around Halloween. It's either like the weekend before, the weekend after, or like during. The first time we ever went, it was during Halloween, which Halloween is my favorite holiday. It's my favorite time of year. My birthday's like right before Halloween. So it's always like birthday con / Halloween con. So that just makes it extra special to me, because I'm not like one of those people that's like oh, I don't like care about my birthday. Like, I don't acknowledge it. No, I love my birthday. Love me, appreciate me. It's my birthday. Like, give me everything. I'm very like, yeehaw. It's like born month. It's born week. And then like that whole week of like my birthday to Halloween is like my most powerful. I'm just like, that is the best. That is the best week of the year. It's my favorite time. So having like a convention fall around that time is just like the best. And then I said I would attend AUSA every year, but it kind of depends what else is happening, because maybe we want to do Not So Scary instead sometime. Or like next year if we do the cruise, probably not gonna go to AUSA that year, even though it's my favorite con. Just like the time of year that is, like I said, like around Halloween and my birthday, I might be doing something else at that time that would conflict with it, unless they move it to December again. Then it's a free-for-all, who knows. But I do love AUSA. AUSA is my fave. However, I do agree with what Becky said about Katsu. I wouldn't say it's my top favorite, just because it is more hectic than the others, so I do personally prefer the more chill for AUSA. I would put that above. But yeah, Katsu is fun. Sorry, haters. It's fun. There's a nice variety of stuff to do. The programming is usually good. The location's nice. Our crew is great. Like I was saying, I love that we do UU every year because it's like my favorite show. I said there's advantages to the busyness because you get to interact with a lot of people, whether it's people complimenting your outfit or commenting on your outfit, or if you go to the big meetup. But it is also a disadvantage in that because it's more crowded, it's harder to get the nice pictures. Because obviously all the nice photo locations are really crowded. Outside it's a little easier, but obviously inside everyone's kind of in the same areas. Katsu is one that I would go to every year. Like that's what I plan on going to every year. Like if I do nothing else, I would do Katsu probably, because Katsu is also kind of like the big one, like the big daddy. I mean, Otakon is big as well, but Katsu is like the main dish, you know? It's what month is it? April? And we already have like all of our plans for Katsu next year, because that's just like how big of a thing that it is that we've like had to plan it out this far in advance because we have all these groups going on, but it's great, you know? And I personally, I like having the balance of going to some cons that are really busy and then some that are really chill, and having just like a mixture of both throughout the year, because I do enjoy both for different reasons. Now, talking about Momo and Otakon at the same time, because those are the summer ones, I feel kind of like the opposite to Becky, because Momo is way easier for me to attend because it's the only one that's close to me. And it's a holiday weekend, so for me getting off of work is not hard because I already have like a bunch of the days off already because we're closed because it's a holiday. Whereas Otakon, on the other hand, Otakon's really expensive. Like you're saying, the hotel's really expensive, and then you have to deal with parking, and the badge is really expensive. Like, if anyone's watching this that doesn't go to conventions, badges for like Katsu and Momo and AUSA are like $50 to $60. Otakon is $100. So like maybe 80 if you get it way ahead of time, but it's like $100. And plus me, I have to fly there on top of that. So, you know, it's just real, like, obviously, like, yes, Katsu's expensive too, the hotel's expensive, especially if we stay till Monday, which I like doing, but, like I said, that's the big boy. Katsu's, like, the big thing, so, you know, you plan on that, but even ones like if AUSA, like, if I were flying to it, the hotel's not as expensive, the badge isn't as expensive, so it's like, okay, like, it's fine, I'll fly. Whereas Otakon, every single expense is, like, huge. So for me, that's, like, a really difficult one. I like both. I think either one could be skippable. But looking back on it, on the past few years, I do like Momocon more. Hallmat. Let's talk about Hallmat. I have been attending Hallmat almost every year, even if it's just for one day, since 2013. So Hallmat was actually the first con that I like actually cosplayed to and stayed the full weekend. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think 2013 is when it started. If not, it was like the year before. But so I've been going to it since the beginning, and I've seen 3 hotel changes of that con. So I've seen it get bigger and bigger every year. And it used to be just a cute little Christmas con that was chill, and it was like, oh, Christmas, fun, nice. But now it is way overcrowded. The venue is not ideal, and I'm really not happy with the programming because the last few years they've been really focused on this 18+ content and having like all these different like strip shows and like, God, whatever else. They have like the like hot men show. They've got like the 18+ costume contest. They've got like various burlesque shows. There's just a lot of like weird like sexy like content, which I'm like,
no,
I'm not into that. So it feels like there's less to offer for someone that's not into that. So I've been kind of disappointed by that. And so while Hallmat is the one that is actually the closest to me, like the only one that's in a reasonable distance, like I said earlier, I'm not planning to go back until they change the venue, because I was pretty disappointed with this year, which unfortunately, of course, it's the year that Becky comes, is the one that disappoints me. But yeah, I feel like it's just really been going downhill these past few years. But even last year, I still felt like it was fun. I was like, yeah, Hallmat, you know, it's okay, but it's still fun because it's Christmas con, and you know, everyone's cheerful because it's Christmas. But this year, I feel like all the stress kind of like sucked that away a bit. So it just, I don't know, I didn't feel the cheer. Maybe it'll improve in the future, but for now, I'm gonna say no to Hallmat. And then I've been trying to think back to the past few years for how many we went to, because last year we did 5. The year before was 2017. That was the year that I only did 3, because I still went to Hallmat, but it was just Katsu, Ota, and then Hallmat, because that's when I had like my financial issues. I personally, at this point in my life, I think 5's too many. I think like 3 to 4 is ideal, but have like other travel in between. Like 3 or 4 cons, like basically like 1 per season is nice. Something that I'm gonna work on in the future is to take better care of myself in cosplay, because I just need to, I guess, not wear too intense things on the same day, or wear a difficult outfit for too long, because I'm just a delicate person. Things hurt me, and I get tired and sore, and I can't do it. And I'm not a young chickadee. I'm getting old, and it's hard to do all these things. Like, it's hard to stay out late every night and just go hard all day. It's hard for me. I'm getting older, okay? So I need to just, like, not be as intense.
So that concludes our year in review.
You know, hopefully some of you enjoyed this little explanation. I know some people like the review parts of the vlog. Maybe not everyone does. But if you like that kind of thing, I hope this was interesting to you. You know, maybe you got some more insight into us and our opinions. Maybe you learned about a con that you were thinking about going to. I don't know. And thanks for sticking with us during our hiatus. We will be bombarding you with videos after July because we have a lot planned. So just hang in there, friends. Also, shout out to my dear Marissa for the idea for this video. She suggested it. So hopefully we lived up to your expectations.
Or it was just too long and you're like...
Or not. I just talk too much. So, yeah.
Well, either way.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time. What?
See you in July. Or August.
See you in July sometime. Yep.
Bye.